Hi and welcome to this stream for today. It is me, Kim, and it's my partner in crime,
Tango del Tango!
Yay! Okay, so today we are doing some different stuff at the same time, but everything is building, it's world building. So Hank is gonna start out in his Talespire, start doing a snow cave-in, I think you told me.
Yes, yeah. I am building a mountain in the very, very far north, in the very, very cold.
Yeah,
and cool. Why we might find out in a few months when the campaign finally gets there.
To the cold areas. Right now we're in it doesn't feel like we're gonna get any cold.
Like you're experiencing the whole new world, which is why we're developing the whole new world today.
Oh,
so we have more places to explore.
Yes, and I am going to. I have. This is the beginning map of the fake kingdom we started. It is based on real world countries and stuff.
Yeah, we stole some countries.
We stole some countries. Like over here, this is a reverse Norway, and we are gonna change that. Of course, not maybe today, but
maybe in a few years.
Maybe in a few years, and so. Maybe. But we have a basic map to start out of, and this is it. So I am gonna add cities and such that Hank has created for the RPG, and we are gonna
for the RPG, for a small novel I've been writing, and for our campaign as well. So there's a lot of additions I've made over the last year, I think.
Yeah.
Because I've been writing it. So there's a lot of things we can add into the old map.
Yes.
To make it the new map.
Make it a new map. and remodel an old map and such. So that is what we're gonna do today. It's gonna be fun.
And you're welcome to join in the chat. And if you have any questions or if you have suggestions.
Maybe you have an idea of a city name that would be cool.
Precisely.
Maybe we will add it to the word.
And if you're not watching this live, you can always write in the comments like, you should have named it this, and maybe we'll take your suggestions.
Maybe we'll do. So that's that today. So we're just gonna dive into it.
Get into it.
I am beginning a series and see if you have updated something that I have not written in my...
I might have missed a few things.
Farkas,
yes, that's the border city between Stillwater and Sirius. And it's a city of 2 countries, so they have like this black smuggling market where just people move things over the border. Pretty cool. It's a cool place.
Cool. Do you want it?
And we went there in our first campaign.
Yeah, we did.
I stopped and learned about the necropolis of the monarchs.
Oh, that is very true. Do we want it to be like a city next to water? Like the smuggles by water through the border?
It's people go by boat to get there usually, so it should be like where the 2 lakes meet.
So I think I found the perfect place.
And they have a floating market as well. They gotta have a floating market.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
it's a big city.
Market. Even Neiman in Neverwhere has a floating market.
I'm just gonna see where I have written everything. So is it here? Okay, citizen, that's good. So I will...
spoilers for those who are listening to the podcast campaign in Swedish, I guess, and spoilers on your screen, and spoilers for those who are watching our YouTube campaign on my screen. So it's a spoiler stream today.
It's a spoiler stream today.
But it's also good for people who want to know more about Talespire, to see how you can build in Talespire.
Yeah.
And it's also good for people who are interested in world building to watch our stream and learn about world building.
Yeah, and also interested for those who are just interested in the world of Fae and want to experience. I am okay. Well, never mind. I am not used to PC, but I am.
So when you made the original map, you were working on Mac, but now I made you switch to PC.
Yeah.
Because streamer life.
Not an age. Farkas. That is the city of Farkas. That is kind of cool. I like that city already. I want to draw that city.
And we named it after the famous fire artist Farkas.
Yeah, Linda Farkas.
Who unfortunately is not with us anymore.
No. Okay, we have Brill, city of Brill. Yeah, and we have Hamloth.
Hamloth is a new addition, and that's because of one of our campaign characters. I will not spoil it by telling which one, but one of our characters is actually considered to be the Saint of Hamloth.
Oh.
Because of some things that character has done, people of Hamloth are forever indebted to that character. So I had to add the city because of reasons.
Because of reasons. Oh, that's kind of cool. So people that have joined us, because there's at least a little bit of a viewers, so welcome. And we are creating worlds.
Say hi in the chat.
I am used.
No, I was first.
Yeah, you go.
First.
I think I'm gonna jump over to you so people can watch you for a while, and because I am just scrolling around on a map right now.
Scrolling around the map, finding different plot devices.
Yeah.
So for people watching on my screen right now, it doesn't look like much yet. This is just stones everywhere. So my idea is to build like a large mountain of snow. So I will be using more of these sort of tiles later once we get to the top. But I want to have the sort of bottom of the cave be underwater, so you have to dive through the icy water to get to the real juicy secret of the underworld. So I'm building a cave system that's supposed to be underwater, which might be why it's not very snowy as of yet. Not many ice crystals, but they'll come when I want them to. So right now I'm building sort of an underground temple. If you were wondering what we had over here, Kim and I, when we were beta testing Talespire before the early access, we realized that you could actually play soccer.
Yeah.
So we made a soccer field, and we had 2 teams. We had team farmhand animals, and we had team Hoggle Global Globals.
Monsters and such. Yeah.
Monsters and such, yeah. So I played the monster team, and we just put a D20 on the board, and then let's see, moved our characters about, kicking the D20 around, dribbling and things like that. But that's not what I'm supposed to do today. So Minotaur, you can go kill yourself. Bye.
But it was a little bit addictive.
Yeah, we had fun.
We had fun. I am Hamloth. I am putting that out approximately where you put him, because there is not exact match.
Yeah.
But near water, because in still water. Okay.
Everything is near water.
Yeah, I think exactly. Everything is near water and still water. Because that is the thing. We want to create still water is a Viking-inspired 1,000 lakes kind of.
Now you have to show your screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna show my screen. I am jumping to my screen. Okay, so the Kingdom of Stillwater is a very big kingdom. It's huge, but most of the kingdom is made of water because there's 1,000 lakes. So we created it, and we wanted it to be Viking style of a country, and we wanted it to have kind of cool idea of having the queen who got the kingdom first, Queen Jeanette. She in real life is a great baker, so we were like, okay, make the kingdom queen, like she's the greatest at creating feasts and
Queen Antoinette.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it was amazing, and I mean, like a lot of the transportation in the Kingdom of Stillwater have to be on water and on boats. So we kind of created that idea, and also sea serpents lives in the waters. Maybe
they have this mythos of the serpent living in, like a Loch Ness monster, but 1,000 lake loch.
Yeah,
monster.
1,000 lake loch monster. Yeah, kind of like that.
Exactly.
So I am just putting on Stillwater City. Is that a capital, you think?
I don't know what to call the capital, so I put Stillwater City for now.
Yeah. Do you have? If anyone has a great idea of?
I'm actually gonna look up if we gave it a name. I think the Queen's Lake is called something. Queen Water. I'm actually gonna go back to our Patreon page where we wrote the story of Queen Jeanette. If people haven't tuned into this already, we have a Patreon page where you can actually become a character in our world, and those who become royals on the $25 or higher, they get a kingdom named after them, or they get their own kingdom, their own mythos around the kingdom. So we have, for example, Jonas, who plays Tyr in our campaign. He's the king of the Highlands, and he has sort of these myths about his hammer. We created some myths about the will-o'-wisps that live in the Highlands, and things like that. And we have King Joel, who's king of Sirius, and the Sirius, we created the country of Sirius to be this old empire that took over the world and values science because Joel is a professor.
And also music.
Yes, exactly. And we made a sort of story of his connection to the old god Maru, who's the god of music.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically we create these kingdoms, and once you become a king or queen, you can get your own kingdom. So we, as you see, we have a few blank kingdoms on the map that are still waiting. And of course, we can always make more continents.
Yes, we can always make more. But actually,
We still haven't gotten like a bandit or a pirate king on the Ashen Isles or a pirate queen.
Yeah, we have the Ash and Cinder, two islands where pirates live and the buccaneers are thriving. It's a kind of cool area.
Because it's a busy shipping route. You have to go around those mountains to get to the Red Harbor, which is the harbor of the Red Elves.
Yeah.
Or the Redwood Elves. And you have to go north to get to Valskirnir. So all the whale ships and all the elven ships that want to trade with the Sirius or with the Antarine, they have to go through the pass by the Ashen Isles. So it's a perfect spot for a pirate.
Yes, I love it. So maybe you are a pirate queen, king, or non-gender, who knows, and lives in these areas. Huh. It would be cool to have a pirate king, queen.
Anyway, so what I was saying was something about Stillwater. Yes, I wrote a post about our amazing Queen Jeanette, or Queen Jean as I call her. So I'm gonna find that one, and it's a long one. She was one of our first royals, actually.
She was. So I'm just gonna say, right now the world is divided in 20 kingdoms, and we have only 20 king and queen spots in our Patreon. So when we manage to get 20 kings and queens, king/queens, it's kind of fun. So when that happens, everybody else, if somebody leave and someone else get that spot, it's gonna be a story. It's gonna be put in the history books how that person disappeared and how the new one took its place.
So since I'm only sharing Talespire, I'm gonna read the story of one of the posts of Her Majesty Jeanette, Queen of Reeds, the Shield Maiden of the Riverland. And I sent you a link to the post if you want to share it on screen, Kim.
Yeah, I can do that. Wait, I am jumping to it.
So, here we go. In the middle of the lake and riverlands, you find the city of Stillwater, home to the Palace of the Lake. Residential home of the land's ruler, Queen Jeanette, known as Queen of 1,000 Lakes, or more commonly as the Queen of Reeds, due to the region's vegetation and the thatching roofs of the surrounding villages. There is a saying that all rivers run to Stillwater. The city is a thriving hub of commerce, and its markets are a sight to behold. Most major trade routes pass through the Queen's domain, and those who do not are often deemed unsafe due to wild animals, bandits, or local superstition. The Queen of Reeds employs several companies to guard and secure the roads, and her longboats patrol the waterways, making sure that trade flows in and out of her kingdom, securing her wealth and her position. So that is just a few first lines of the story of Queen Jeanette. So it goes on for quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think we also made a birthday post to her a few months later.
Yeah.
So basically, you get your own banner, of course.
Yeah.
I'm
showing the banner right now.
Oh, it's so pretty. And we will also, if we can, we'll post you a picture, like a physical image of this wonderful banner that you have gotten because you're a king. Not actually a fabric banner, but you'll get this card.
Yes, you do. If you become a king or queen or keen. I don't know what we call that.
A monarch.
A monarch.
If you become a monarch.
When you become a monarch.
Or if you become an empress or emperor.
Oh, well, yeah, you get a whole army. I don't know. Anyway, the funny part here is that Queen Jeanette is kinda good when it comes to crafting. So she actually made her banner for real. She sewed up and made embroidery, and it was amazing. I don't have a picture of it. If I had, I would have shown you because it's really cool.
Yeah. I sent it on like a text message or something.
Maybe.
Or a medium, MMS. Oh.
Back in the days. It was a while.
Back in.
I am continue putting out whole tree. So capital, yeah. Let's see. You have the area, let's see, the area above still water. I am gonna change so you can see both screens now.
Yeah.
Choof. Here you go.
So I'm gonna see if I can see the screen.
The area
above the water.
Is that the
So
area?
those are the Badlands and the Nightingales. Yes, it's a pun for those who are listening. The Nightingales.
Nightingale.
I think the story behind the Nightingales, if I remember correctly, is that when the Syrian Empire took over the world, before they crashed like the Roman Empire did, so they had a lot of sort of knights that got knighted, and when you're a knight, you're supposed to own land. However, the Syrian Empire couldn't give them more of Sirius because they needed the farmlands for the king and the queen or the royal family or the empress at that time. So they conquered these new lands, these bad lands that were not good for anything. And whenever they knighted a new person, they became duke of a small patch of dirt out in the Badlands. And the knights and queens those new dukes and barons, they realized that these areas are you can't grow anything here. You can barely mine anything here because there's nothing to mine. There's no natural riches at all. So they become those Badlands became known as the Nightingales because that's where they put the knights, the knighted people there.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted the land. So now it belongs to a few sort of barons who still work the land or have a few farms and sort of.
How do we spell the Nightingales? Do we have any?
No, I think it's the eastern one. That's the Nightingales. The left one I haven't named. We haven't put it down.
The Great Marshes. That is the Nightingales and Badlands.
No, below the Great Marshes to the right.
Oh, that area.
Yeah. Since it's close to the actual desert. It's the
Yes.
Badlands.
So, doing that. It's this
I
area.
can't really see your I need to open Discord so I can see your screen as well. I just saw on the stream now, like, oh, wait. So we have a kingdom between Stillwater, the Great Marshes, and Gornwood that still hasn't got a name. That's
Yeah.
2 kingdoms, actually.
2 kingdoms. Actually, we have more kingdoms if you look up.
Well, the Fjordlands, we have Berit and Peter, the knights.
Yeah, and that is.
That are surrounding the highlands.
Yeah, this is the.
Yeah. They actually started as Berit and Peter, the
Duke and Duchess.
Duke and Duchess of the mountains. And then they decided to go together and create their own royal account. So now they are the monarchs of the Fjordlands instead.
Yeah, so that is kind of a thing. You could actually, if you like, are a couple at home, and you want to like be a king. You want to be a king and queen together. You can just go in and get one account for king and queen, and you will be a king and queen of one country. So that's kind of cool. Then again, Nightingales. How do we spell that?
Nightingales, yeah. How would I spell that? Like it's like a nightingale, but with a K and yeah, nighting and a G now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Dales.
So welcome to our stream where we talk how to spell stuff. It's made up words, so we have to.
We need to have an S, the Nightingales, because there's several nights and several dales.
Yeah, getting that is gonna make it. That is the Badland. Got it.
The Badlands. Nobody wants to be in the Badlands.
Should it be the Badlands or Badlands? Badlands?
Yeah, I guess Badlands is a type of terrain.
The
like
Badlands is the name of it.
Yeah.
The Nightingales is just a what would you say? Like a common way of explaining it. People probably.
Yeah, I guess the Nightingales is the folk name, and then the Badlands is sort of the general terrain and area as described. These are the big things.
I need to.
Did I put a lot of? Oh right, there's a castle in the sky up here. Why is there a castle in the sky? There is a castle on a cloud.
Maybe it's the.
I like to go there in my.
What do you call the him with the beanstalk?
Yeah, it's gone now.
There's no more castle in the sky.
I killed the castle in the clouds. So yeah, this board is called the stream lobby because this is where we sort of, before we started streaming, we just sort of
playing around
up here, playing around. Actually, I think we did our first stream here, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm trying to find geometrical for interesting places. Maybe a polygon.
Yeah. It's of interest.
I'm putting out the necropolis of monarchs here.
Yeah. Those who will follow the RPG streams, they know about that now.
Yeah, they do. We have been there. It was kind of fun and scary at the same time.
Yeah, and the chat helped out with the riddles as well. Nice of them.
Yeah.
Although you did remember the answer to the riddle eventually.
Eventually. It also very fun. It was like, oh, we done this. Is it that? You like, no, it's later on. Okay. Is it this? No, not yet. Oh, okay. So what we gonna do now? So confused.
And I think Vicky put it in words better than anyone. It's like you came into a room. It's like, now this is the room. You've said that to every room, good sir. Every room we enter, but this is the room.
But it was kind of true. It was. It was very frustrating. It's like you have to jog your memory of what you have been doing like over a year ago and try to remember that, and it was.
And that was, you went to the necropolis of the monarchs in your very first adventure with these characters. So it was a long time ago. Why am I scratching my nose so much? I think it's the pollen in the air. So it was more than, I think it was more than 2 years ago that you were actually did that adventure.
Yeah. So long time ago.
No shame if you didn't.
We can also make a competition out of this for people watching the map. If you recognize one of the countries, you write it in the chat or on comment.
You write in the chat or in the comments.
So we know how much we have to remodel it, so you can't recognize it anymore.
We've already given away Norway.
Norway is up here, but we have actually combined Norway with this
with another
part.
Norway.
I don't think it's a Norway.
No, it's less fjords, so it can't be Norway.
No, it's not Norway. I don't remember what it is though. Because it's fjords mostly because the icy wastes are up here, so that makes the fjords here. Because of the ice.
Actually, it's the icy. There must be the glaciers on the Pike Mountains that makes the fjords.
Yeah, probably.
Because otherwise, our household geologist will kick our butts.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's see if I'm gonna continue. Where? This is the natural attention. This is the Mirestone Badlands. Great Mars. Oh, the Great Marsh. Yeah.
Great Marsh.
Marsh.
Yeah. And
Mr.
then there's
Myers.
there's an area of the Great Marshes. You can make it a point of interest, I guess.
Yeah.
That are the Misty Mires. And there we have where I have taken inspiration from the Witcher series. There are these Mist Maidens and Mist Men who are not witches and or witchers, but they are the ones who can traverse this area without dying, because people disappear in the Misty Mires.
Mr. Myers.
But there are a few who have acquired the skills required to pass safely through that domain, and you can hire them as guides. But
Expensive.
expensive and badass. They are like witchers because they're super cool.
They're super cool.
If you took the Witcher Geralt of Rivia and mixed him with like Van Helsing and I don't know, someone from the Blood Rain game.
I am watching Castlevania right now, the animated series on Netflix. It's kind of good. Foothold, we have, Kieran's Cliff, we have, this is Highland Pass. That is in the... Highland Pass, the Highland Pass.
And so people aren't gonna get tired of my gray stones here. I'm actually gonna start building up into the ice part of the cave.
I'm gonna see what you're doing.
Finish the bottom part of the cave later.
So what did you do in the stream? I just laid out
Put stones on other stones.
stones and stones.
Well, our Jenna player is gonna love that. It's more stones.
You do love
She has a
stones.
serious stone problem. Anyone who follows the Cinnamon Sinners streams know that Elle has a serious problem.
It's just
really
that she has serious problems. That is. Viven Peak, Barren Peak, Viven Peak. Is that different?
We've given it different names. I don't know which one is.
Maybe there is both.
We used Wyvern Peak in one of our stories, and I thought it was cooler because it's sort of dragony.
Yeah, I will change the name to Wyvern Peak. I will also move it to the right place, which should be around here maybe. I don't know. Maybe there. I'm gonna add. What did we call the Berit and Peter? What did they own?
Fjordlands.
Fjordlands. Thank you.
And here's the spelling thing as well. Do we spell it with I or with J? Because the Swedish and Norwegian spelling is with J, but it sounds cool with I.
But also, I like the J because it's for English speakers.
It's with J for the English speakers.
No, it's this. I will try with an I.
Fjords.
Fjords. Okay.
Fjords.
We just name it Fjords Land. Fjordland. It's called Fjordland. In Fjordland we have.
Lite fjollar.
Fjala and Fjordland. The Sea of Ice. Okay, I have to tell people a little bit about Valskirnir. It's one of my favorite places in our world. Mostly because, first of all, they are humankind. They are a human race, but they have ships, which a lot of people have. Well, that didn't sound very amazing. But they don't have ships with what do you call it? With mast. Is it mast?
Yeah, with mast.
Oh, with a mast.
They don't have sails.
Well, they do have a foldable one in case of emergency, but but they have their ship is driven by whales. So I think I have an inspiration picture for it because I created for a campaign. I created like a to start of the campaign, like an idea of how it's gonna feel to travel on one of those. So the idea is that when they're very young, they people of the Valskirni, they when
Some of them anyway.
yeah, with
Like,
some of them when they get trials around 10 years old to see if they connect with different whales that they breed, and if they do, they will automatically go to like an academy of captains and admirals and such, and they will train their whole life together with the whale. So they control the whale. The whale, they are like best friends.
Yeah, the whale imprints on them. So.
Yeah, so they're kind of like best friends. A whale. Oh, I want a whale. Anyway, so and so that teach the whale to pull the ship. So they don't need wind to move around. That makes them kind of fierce because they can travel in far greater speed and far greater length than other people.
Yeah, as long as they feed their whales.
Yeah, as long as they feed the whales, they give the whales some rest and such. But yeah.
But also they don't only use the whales for transportation. I mean, if there's smaller whales, they can train with the whales for fishing or hunting.
Yeah. And also they could be like co-captains. They could be if two captains that has like imprinted on smaller whales, you can have two whales pulling a larger ship together.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make a story about twins that has one whale each. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Should the twins be a brother and sister, or should it be two brothers, or should it be two sisters?
Good question.
I am intrigued by that idea. I'm sorry, I am trying.
We can also tell why we put whales in Valskirnir. It's because Valskirnir is one of our patron kingdoms.
Yeah.
And when you become a patron, not only do you get to sort of create your own character, when you became a royal, we also ask you questions about you, so we can personalize the kingdom to your character, or to you as a person, if you want. And the person who is king of the Kier people, he liked the whales. We asked him what his favorite animal was.
Yeah.
Whales.
And you were like, let's make whales.
Let's make whales. not the place whales.
No.
Just whales in Valskirnir.
Yeah.
And Val in the world Valskirnir is the Swedish word for whale. Val.
Yeah.
Great. Also a nice,
great explanation.
Yeah. Just some extra fluff for you there, some little piece of lore.
Let's see if I have.
Talk a lot about Patreon today, but you know, we are creating the world together with our patrons.
Yeah.
For our patrons as well, so it makes sense. It makes a sense.
I have a whale shaped map. I'm trying to find this picture. It's not that easy. Oh, this. Oh, maybe I found it. Wait. Open with photos. Let's hope. Okay, yeah. Okay, it wasn't really that good. It's in Swedish as well. So I made this one for a beginning of a campaign where I photoshopped out the mast of the ship. So it kind of looks the same as other ships, but it's driven by whales. In this picture, it's I don't remember what the name of it is.
Cascalot, maybe? Or is it
could be a Cascalot. Yeah, it could be a Cascalot, I think. So and so they kind of have the ship has kind of like well, it's in the water and they grab it in the mouth, kinda.
Yeah.
Or like a harness, depending on the whale, but and they just swim to it and then start pulling the ship. Yeah.
I mean, it's such a great idea. I wonder why, and no cultures have done this already.
I know.
Freaking whale.
How hard can it be to train a whale? Right?
I mean, I've seen it done. I've seen whales do backflips, catch balls. I mean, don't look at the Blackfish documentary, maybe, but still, I've seen a lot of whales do a lot of crazy stuff.
We are not. These whales doesn't live in a tank. That is for sure.
No. They live in the ocean.
Yeah.
In the nice big ocean.
They do.
I mean, this cave has snow everywhere, but it's gonna have a roof, so I don't know how the snow got in there. But then again, when I play like video games and we go into like ice caves, there's snow everywhere, and there's always like, but there's still snow. So I hope my role players won't mind.
There is. I am watching your snow cave right now.
Yeah, we're building this mountain higher and higher.
It's kind of cool. Let's see. Grey Mountains. Yeah, we need to. We made those. What's that? Smuggler's Valley. Interesting. In Antarine, you don't have much like cities, but you have a lot of plots. Smuggler's Valley, the Grey Mountain, the ruins of House of Day.
Well, the Grey Mountains don't really belong to Antarine, although Antarine would say that they belong to Antarine.
Of course they do.
Because you know they.
Yeah, Antarine. So.
They're Antarine, and they want those mountains because they want to have the mines there, because they want the metal so they can make weapons and conquer more mountains and take more metal and make more weapons and conquer more countries. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anturin. That's the empire, or wannabe empire of Antarine for you.
Yes. We should also divide Antarine into like
different houses.
Yeah, and do it with, you know how
the islands and everything.
The post-colonialist like era of white supremacy sadness took over Africa and divided it into different very square formed countries. Yeah, I'm thinking like that. Antarine is made of squares. Like the houses has like, this square is my square.
So everyone who becomes a baron and creates a character that's from Antarine, there's like, yeah, you get this square.
This square is your square.
This square is your house.
Treat it
your house is square.
With all you can. And it's kind of like every country is gonna be like, every area is gonna be like the House of Lannister in Game of Thrones. Everybody is gonna tell that they are the best one, and they always.
It sounds like Antarine.
Yeah, it sounds like Antarine. It's very political. It's extremely political and a lot of warfare.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna make the capital of Antarine.
Yeah. Gineb and the House of Morak.
Which is. That is kind of interesting if you look at the history of Antarine. The capital should always change, right? Depending on who is the leader.
You put the ruins of House Gineb, or the House Eltane, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's the old capital.
That
capital is no more. Like, that city is burnt down.
So.
And I introduced the Steg, who's playing an Anturian captain in our campaign. I introduced him to the concept of the hunt, and I think I pitched it to you as well when I was talking about my novel. And like, when another house manages to seize the power in Antarine, they will start a hunt, and they will last for like 1 or 2 years. And the hunt means that any sort of bloodline connected to the old emperor or empress is being hunted down. Like, there's giant sums of money and gold in bounties for cousins and daughters of sisters of cousins and brillings, and you know, like, the whole family tree is gonna get eradicated. In 2 years' time, we're gonna collect all of them, we're gonna execute them all in one spot, and the house that will be no more. So House Eltane, probably not many survivors from that house because Morag is a ruthless family, and they had a lot of gold, and they hunted down every last one of the Eltanes when they took power.
Yeah. I think that is the updated
Anturin
map
for you.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting. I mean, like, Anturin is really a powerhouse. It's not a big country, but they're really good at using force. So
yeah, and they control this sort of land bridge. What do you call it? The isthmus. They control a bridge between the two continents.
Yeah.
And they control like 2 oceans. They control the bay down by the highland, and they control the Sea of the Sun.
Yeah.
Because they have a very large navy. So basically a navy that they built with the wood from the Moonborn forests. So they're sworn enemies.
They are extremely sworn enemies. So
it's good material. I mean, the Moon Elves know how to grow trees.
Yeah, and also it's been there for a while, so it's very strong trees. So yeah, so if you look at the map, this is the border of Anturin, and the whole area of the Moonborn Elves is kind of big, and it's mostly made of wood. But I would say that kind of big chunk on the Moonborn areas is kind of chopped down.
Yeah,
and there is a constant war between the Moonborn Elves.
And I mean, if you zoom out a bit, that's where Anturin draws its borders. Everything you see now, Anturin thinks it belongs to them.
Well, kind of true. They're like, this is our world.
Everything down to Xenith. Then below Xenith, they don't give a crap.
There's nothing worth below Xenith.
No.
But it's kind of Xenith. I kind of love that. I love the country of Sirius because it's very. I'm not gonna say down to earth. It's very academic and scientific, but it is also very. It's like because of music, and it's very Maru. I'm thinking like a lot of people think that the world tree of Maru is somewhere in Sirius. Like that is what people think because it's so close to the nature, but nobody knows. Nobody has
where Maru rests his eternal rest.
And if you ask us if we know, we're not gonna answer because maybe we do or we don't. But we're not gonna answer that.
Maybe it changes from story to story.
Yeah, maybe it does.
Whatever fits the story at the moment.
It's kind of interesting because Maru is the only, forger that actually is not movable, because Maru is a tree. So, so that is why a lot of speculation in the world is trying to find the world tree of Maru, because Maru is not movable.
Unless you're one of the brotherhoods that are searching for Ixna instead.
Yeah.
They are looking for a god that disappeared, that faded out of existence, and is only a memory.
But there is also, don't we have like one storyline plot working with the bad seed, right?
Yeah.
The corrupted seed. Yeah. With a dead tree, kind of. So it could be a tree somewhere else that is the opposite of Maru. It also Okra, who is the ruler of the ocean and the wind.
Has a lot of things to rule over.
There's a lot of things to rule over.
Lot of ocean.
A lot of ocean. But also it's kind of interesting. It is said that there has been you could say a race, a humankind, a humanoid that is image of Okra, but nobody has found them. It's said they died years ago.
Yeah, because Maru is the one who made the humans.
Yeah.
We have Astra, who made the elves.
Yeah.
And Turon, who made the dwarves. And then somewhere along the way, we had the goblins.
Yeah.
who just made themselves, I guess, and then we have the Ixnas who were made by none other than Ixna.
Yeah.
So yeah, Okra, she made Okra, he, she, it made a lot of creatures and beings in the beginning, but all of them made peoples as well. But Okra's most famous beings are, of course, like the sirens and the sylphs and the wind spirits.
Yeah. Do we have mermaids?
Do we have mermaids? It's a good question.
Do people like mermaids? I kind of like mermaids, but I kind of like the mermaids that are in like Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, the ones that are not. They're kind of a combination of a mermaid and a siren. They kind of sings for the people to watch them, and then they pull them down to the depth of the ocean. Kind of like that idea. I don't like them to be like cute and sitting on a rock and helping people.
Helping sailors. No, we don't want helpful spirits.
No.
I want beings and spirits that don't work like others work. You know, like I talked to you about as you're playing an elf. I want elves to be more alien than they are portrayed in, for example, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Although I think they do Elrond pretty good in the books. Like they have these this very, very different worldview because they are so different from humans. They aren't your typical human because they can't be. They live for so much longer and they have brains that work in different ways. Yeah. So I like that like mermaids are different and that maybe they have morals that to them seem logical, but to humans can seem very, very evil, almost.
I like the idea of
evil to eat other people.
Yeah, but have you seen?
You eat other people. We don't eat other people. I saw you eating fox the other day. A fox is not a person. Well, you're not a person, and then they eat you.
Then they eat you. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Have you seen Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the beginning of the movie, we have I think they are elves. No, fairies. I think they're fairies, and they are described as creature that is not as cute and cuddly as they are portrayed because they have their own moral compass.
Yes.
What is right to them is not necessarily right for a human. And that idea really triggers my mind and think like that is what I want to work with and think about. So I kind of like that, and I think mermaids should have that, and I think also that the elves in our world have that kind of idea. That their moral compass is different. For Merrick, who I play when I roleplay, I usually kind of don't
just do your thing, and then when
yeah, I mean, like, but
someone else is like, yeah, we should go. I'm already gone.
Yeah, and also like when I meet people and people are like, should we kill him? And I was like, I don't care, he's gonna die soon anyway, because in my mind, humans doesn't really live long. They're like, for me, they're like, yeah, they're like dragonflies. They just live a day for me. It's like whatever. So that means also I do these very alienated decisions sometimes. Like I choose to ignore somebody, or when people speak to me, I don't really care because for me it's just a dragonfly trying to explain something to me in its short lifespan, and I'm like, oh, you don't know half of it. And I am a kind of young elf. I think I'm 490 years old, so I am only like, I'm not that old. But also I think we created an was that in an Nordic game? We didn't create that. Wait a minute, I'm thinking about the no, we did not create that. It's in a role-playing game we have. I don't think we have that. The elves by age get more mad, kinda.
Yeah, I think in Eon, which we played the first part of the campaign in,
Yeah.
they have rules and sort of a lore thing about the elves going into this state where they've been living for so long that they're growing sort of mad by time, or passive, and then stranger and stranger.
But I kind of like that idea as well, because time.
Yeah, but it
takes its
makes
toll.
sense as well. You've seen too much.
Well, your mind can only apprehend as much as it can, and then it will start to slowly degrade.
I don't know. I don't think you watch Doctor Who, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, but they experiment with this as well, because Maisie Williams, who played my favorite character before Game of Thrones became bad. I think it's Maisie Williams, right? But she in the Doctor Who anyway, the character you or me, no, she's called me in the Doctor Who. She gets eternal life, but a finite memory. So infinite years, but a human memory. So she has the same memory capacity of a normal mortal.
Yeah.
But she will never die. So she has to write this diary, and she can't even remember her own name because she forgot it before she started writing the memory. So she just calls herself me. Me.
It's me. That is kind of cool. So Maisie Williams is in Doctor Who.
Yeah, and the later seasons.
Cool. Yeah, but
yeah. Which one is in the same sort of when she was in Game of Thrones?
I kind of like her in Game of Thrones. I kind of like her as an actress, and also that character Arya was
yeah.
so cool. I like it.
But yeah, that's an interesting concept. Like you can grow really, really old. Your memory is finite.
Yeah.
So you can't remember your life. You just know that you've lived, and you are still alive.
So, okay. So now so Hank is working on the cave here. And this is...
It's looking more and more like, I don't know, a penis.
Well, yeah.
That was not my intention.
But yeah. Could also be like...
Give a man a pen and he will draw a penis.
Yeah. It could also be like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon. Thank you. I love that.
We're creating a Pokemon in 3D. Oh, you could probably do that. We're not gonna do Pokemon.
Pokemon episode.
Pokemons. You like Pokemons.
Become a patron and we'll make you your own personal Pokemon.
Yeah! We will create you a Pokemon. Well, no, we won't. So don't become a patron.
We will not.
We will not. But we will... you will help populate the world. Depending on the tier you have chosen, you can be everything to maybe a fellow tavern owner in a tiny city or a huge city, or you could be...
Become a $1 to $5 patron and get your own establishment and make our role-playing players go there.
Yeah.
And then poison their wine or something. Make it interesting.
Make it interesting.
Inflict pain on our characters.
Become a duke or a baroness. You can get your own land in Antarine, or maybe you can your own
make
mansion.
sure that when the characters pass through your land, you can just make their life a living hell.
Or
inflict pain on them.
So much pain going on. You could also just demand money and such.
Or just be friendly and give them...
Yeah, you choose. That is kind of the interesting part. If you choose Antarine, you will probably get a land. If you...
And you should probably choose pain.
If you choose... Antarine likes pain, okay? If you choose some other country, you will probably own a big mansion or a estate, or having a bigger plot of land.
Maybe you'll get, if you choose Sirius, maybe you'll get land in the Badlands. Maybe you'll become one of the knights in the Nightingales.
Yeah, maybe you want to be one of the owner of a part of the Nightingale. That is kind
because
of cool.
I mean, a lot of people have to travel through the Badlands to get to Antirine or to get to Stillwater.
Or the Nuxford Desert if they don't have a portal stone hidden in Exenit.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless, otherwise you have to travel. It's kind of through the Badland. It's the only way into the Nuxford Desert by plain ground. You could also go by the mountains, but it's high. It's high. So high.
So we had a competition. We're gonna end the stream pretty soon, but we had a competition, right?
Yeah.
The competition was to name something? No.
Yeah. If you manage to name what country we have stolen to put in this map, we will say you're amazing, and we will redraw that map. Except Norway, because Norway is looking like Norway.
Well, maybe we can find if you have an interesting name, we could name a place after you, a place of interest or a city.
That is a good competition, though. If you manage to name what one of the countries is based on, what country, we will give you a city to name.
So the first one for each country, I guess.
Yeah.
We can't give away.
No, we can't.
If everyone writes Djibouti,
Norway,
they're like, oh no, yeah, Norway is already taken. You have to find another country. So if everybody would write Norway, only the first person to write Norway would get the prize.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that we'll get viewers who will participate in this competition. That's not a guarantee, but you know.
Yeah, but we'll put it out there and see if people will watch it and do it.
Become a part of our world without becoming a patron. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see what we do with this nice ice cave that I'm building. And if you want to find out more about our world, go check out our storytelling streams or our role-playing streams.
Yeah.
The important thing is that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and all that.
Yeah.
People underestimate how much that helped a channel to grow.
Yeah.
So,
and we need to grow. Also,
we have bigger projects than this world.
We have a dream and a project to make this world kind of a reality. I am just saying that. And
we're gonna gather all the infinity stones.
Gather all
of our fingers.
It's like Berg. Like Berg. I was at his place. We were playing Monster Hunter, and he was like, "I'm gonna see what skills I'm gonna buy." I mean, you do that, and then he was scrolling down the skill trees, and he found the Turon skill tree had one of the like
with all the crystals and the diamonds.
With crystal and diamonds and such. You use that for rituals, and he's like, does that mean I can make like an infinity gauntlet? I was like, yeah, try ask Hank about that. And I think he did, and you were like, no.
Yeah, I was like, no.
That's gonna be an infinity gauntlet. But it's gonna be more about, I don't know, sacrificing or using metals.
Yeah, it's gonna be a ritual where you use those metals to create magical effects. For example, you can imbue weapons or items with magic using those metals.
Yeah.
It's the plan.
It's the plan. So you can actually kind of make an infinity gauntlet.
No. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Let's hope Brian doesn't watch this stream. So say maybe.
we will not allow him to get it anyway. He's actually thinking about other stuff, and I'm not gonna tell people that because it's gonna be secret.
For those who haven't watched our role-playing stream lately, I sort of awarded our player with mystical skill points at the end of the session. So now everyone's looking over at the magic trees and like, what spells can I learn? What can I do with this?
Yes.
And I figure it's a good way for me to try out the magic system if everyone all of a sudden starts slinging spells at each other.
Yes. Well, I already do, but I am not slinging much spells. I am more like turning goblins into chihuahuas. No, chinchillas. Yeah. Not chihuahuas. There could be something next time. I'm gonna create a goblin that turns into a chihuahua. Anyway, we should quit this and end for the day. This is
end the stream for today.
It has been great. It's been fun. We will come back in, I guess, 2 weeks. Continue doing this and talk about the world and such thing. I have ideas on what to do now. So
mountain is getting bigger.
We love you lots, and this has been great fun. And feel free to write comments. Feel free to go into our
join
Patreon.
in our world.
In our world.
Yeah, become.
Yes.
And we're also releasing a Discord server next Wednesday. Make sure you tune in for our live stream of the role-playing session next Wednesday, because we will be releasing our very own Discord server where you can join in the conversation even between the streams as well.
Yeah. And if
right now, the only way you can join in is by commenting on this video, which helps. But you can also join in next week and get access to our Discord server where we can talk further, you and I, about that idea you have for our magical world.
And also, if you become a patron, you will get more access on the Discord server that will allow you, for example, to see Merrick's drawing book where he draws all the pictures for the adventure. Yeah. For example.
And that's available for all patrons, from the lowest tier to the highest tier.
Yes.
So
that's kind of cool.
But that's all for today, folks. Thanks for listening to our 1 hour long talk about our Patreon page.
Yes. A lot of that. But it's
making me scratch my nose from this pollen all the time.
Yeah. So take care, people. Love you lots. Bye.
A lot. Bye bye.